Hey guys, welcome back to the Northeast Florida surf fishing forecast for December 15th through the 17th. This video was shot on Monday afternoon in Ponte Vedra Beach, and we had west winds, west-southwest 15 to 20. As you can see, the surf is pretty calm and very low. Now, when I talk about the trough that runs along the beach in Ponte Vedra, this is it, guys. Dead low tide with a west-southwest wind, it really makes it clear what you're looking at. The trough is, this was at dead low tide and the trough is still deep. So if you're fishing, this is where the fish are, guys. When that tide comes in, these fish come over that sandbar and fill in to the trough. If I was fishing this area, I would have some rods sitting right in the deepest part of the trough. And as the tide turned, I'd also put a couple of rods, put them out on the sandbar, because you're going to have whiting and pompano that will be coming over the sandbar as the tide turns as well. There were baby sand fleas, no big ones. From what I've seen, the sand fleas for the most part are now further south, Matanzas and south, guys. And this was taken Monday afternoon in Jacksonville Beach next to the pier. I took it to show you guys how in Jack's Beach, the difference. We have a trough that runs along the beach, but the main thing with Jack's Beach is it is flat. The beach is absolutely flat. So you really have to wait to low tide to get on any type of fish. Whereas in Ponte Vedra, even at the high tide, you still have a slope to the beach so you can get a lot of fish. But in Jack's Beach, from the years of over dredging and dredging some more, it has created a completely flat beach. Not good. So the bad thing, like I said, in Jack's Beach, you've heard me if you've watched my videos for any amount of time about Jack's Beach, you have to fish the outgoing tide, the last few hours of it, the first few hours of incoming, because once the tide comes in, you're really just fishing on a flat area of sand, and that's not good. What we need right now, and it may make fishing hard, is we need a couple of days of strong northeast winds, just say 20 to 25 miles an hour, and just constant, 5 to 7 foot surf. We have to get some of that sand move. It never used to be this way, guys. I remember when I was a kid, Jack's Beach would just have sloughs up and down it, and you could fish any tide. Low tide, you'd fish the trough. At high tide, you'd fish the multiple sloughs up and down the beach, and it was usually full of reds, trout, and whiting, and the occasional pompano. As a kid, I didn't really target pompano, but I would fish the troughs with just live shrimp and catch a lot of reds and big whiting. But as you can see from the pictures, this last couple of days, a lot of whiting, bluefish, plenty of sharks are still here. And there are some scattered pompano, but for the most part, the pompano now are around Flagler Beach area and south. The water temperature here in Jack's Beach is around 63, In the Flagler area, it's at 67. So what you want to look for is that 66 to 67 range, and that's where the pompano seem to be holding. So if you have the ability to head south, I suggest you do it. There were some really good reports from a couple of guys who went south this weekend. They got pompano, they got permit, big whiting. There are still big whiting here in the Jacks area. A lot of fish have been coming up like Huguenot, Hannah Park, Little Talbot, Nassau Sound. There's a lot of whiting off the bridge at Nassau, as well as drum and sheephead still, guys. And in the Volano Inlet, there's big reds, there's whiting, and all the bluefish you want. Now, if you fish the river, there's still a few flounder around. The sheephead, like I said, have been going strong. It's just a matter of if you can get sand fleas or live fiddlers. Right now, the fiddlers are buried down because of the cold, so the fiddler farmers are having a hard time sending them because they can't get them out of their holes. But it's been pretty good the last few days, and the next few days should be interesting. You're looking at Tuesday. We have some winds coming in northeast, 15 to 20 with gusts to 30. So the beach is going to be a blowout. So you're going to want to fish in the inlets if you can. Get out of the wind, fish the inlets, and fresh shrimp, fish bites. If you have sand fleas and clam, all of those baits are producing right now. And if you want to get some blue crab, the crab knuckles are working well for the whiting, and the sheephead will eat them too if they're coming along. Then you're looking at Wednesday. You got west to southwest, 10 to 12, which will be good. It just depends how dirty the water gets. The water got pretty dirty Monday afternoon with the southwest winds. And if the northeast winds blow as hard as they do, it'll be pretty sandy. But the west-southwest, if it's 10 to 12, it's not going to be too bad. There will still be some surf, probably 3 to 4 foot surf, but the current will drastically back off. And you're looking at Thursday, you got, from what I saw, west-northwest, 10 to 15, but cold. The highs are looking like in the upper 40s to low 50s all day long, and that's not counting the wind chill. So if you can brave it, there will be some whiting, but probably the best bet the next few days is to stay off the beach and get into inlets, go up the Nassau Sound. You remember, there's also Volano Pier. They're catching some sheephead, some trout and reds off of that. Or take a drive down to Flagler Pier. I would say Tuesday might be too rough to fish the pier, but Wednesday and Thursday they're catching a lot of pompano down that way, whiting, trout, and redfish and sheephead. And if you go down south, it's only about an hour drive to the Flagler area, a little bit more than that. Bring your sand flea rate, guys, because there are sand flea. There's plenty of coquina down there, so dig you up some sand fleas if you haven't froze any, and go to town with them. But other than that, that's all I have. Let's hope the wind doesn't blow as strong as they're calling for on Tuesday. It would be great if it blow about northeast, about 10, because you would have pristine water and a lot of fish. We may get that though on Friday. Looking ahead, I was looking at Friday, and it's like northeast 6 to 10. So if you can't get out the fish the next 3 days, try to plan for Friday or Saturday, because we might have some really nice water. The only problem is, like I said, guys, with these cooler temps and water temperature 63, and it may drop again. Once we get down to like 60, 61, the species really go down as far as what we catch along the beach. It's usually limited to bluefish and whiting, unless you go into inlets, and then you still get the sheephead and drum. But the beach pretty much becomes the whiting capital of the world once it really cools down. And the occasional dogfish, if you haven't caught one. They're interesting. It's a shark with no teeth and green eyes. So we'll get a chance to get some of those if the water drops cold enough. But then till Thursday, guys, we'll have the next report on Thursday. Send any questions you have, and I'll try to answer them. And if I can't get an answer for you, I know people who can. So until then, tight lines, guys.